Okay, so now we're going to work on example 5 of section 1.5. And just like we keep seeing the same trend, we're going to be incorporating things that we've learned from past sections into this section. So it's really important to not miss any sections and to stay up on all of your homework, because you can't do the current section unless you've done the homework from the last section. So here we're going to have to know things about grouping, the commutative property, the associative property, and addition of real numbers. So we're kind of putting everything together here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to combine like terms. We want to see if we can combine like terms. Anytime we can combine like terms, that just makes our expression a whole lot more simple. Anytime we can reduce the number of terms, it really makes things easy for us to write and work with. So that's what we always should try to do. So in A here, we see that we have a negative 11x plus 7x. To combine like terms again, the rule is they have to have the same exact variable. In this case, they do, just a single x, x, x. So they're equal. So we can go and say, okay, let's ignore the x's. We know our answer is going to have an x, right? And we just have to perform the operation on our coefficients. And now the operation on our coefficients is just negative 11. So we start off owing someone, and then we find 7. So if we owe someone 11, and then we find $7, we end up with only owing 4. So our answer there is going to be negative 4x. This next one, again, a good thing to always practice is to use our associative and commutative properties to put things right close to each other so that way we can perform the calculation really easy. So let's go ahead and rewrite this. We see we have a 7y here. Let's go ahead and pull this negative 9y real close to it. So we got 7y minus, plus a negative 9y. So we took care of that term and that term, plus a negative 12z plus 15z. Now we can go ahead and just combine like terms. Let's make sure they have the same exact variables, right? This has a y, this has a y, this has a z, this has a z. So we can combine these two. We can combine these two on their own. So 7y plus 9y is going to give us negative 2y. Because we see 7 plus a negative 9 gives us negative 2y. Over here, then there's a plus. We see the plus right there. Then over here we just got to combine the two z's. A negative 12z plus 15. Negative 12 plus 15 is going to equal plus 3z. So there's our final answer. And lastly, this one looks a little bit trickier, but it just incorporates all the rules we've learned so far. We got to distribute first because we see there's no plus sign in between, so let's distribute this 3. 3 to 7x, 3 distributed to 7x, it gives us 21x. And don't be afraid to use space writing these things out. Remember, especially on your paper, I know we like to recycle. You can always recycle your homework pages, but it's really going to help you to spend some time writing every little step out until you get real comfortable with this stuff. So again, the 3 distributed to 7x is 21x. The 3 distributed to the 8 gives us a plus 24. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus, again, this negative 25x does not get the 3 because we see there's a plus in between, so it's all by itself. Plus a negative 25x. So there we just use the distributive property. Now we're going to go ahead and use the commutative property to go ahead and bring the x's close to each other. So we got 21x plus negative 25x plus 24. Now there are many ways you can change and move things around, and I'm showing you one way. There are many different ways we can maneuver these around. Whatever way works for you, as long as you keep track of things, it's okay. So you may say, well, I wouldn't do it like that. That's okay. It's all a matter of preference. I'm just trying to show you a way that I'm used to that really helps keep things in order for me. But as long as you keep getting the right answer, you're comfortable and you can understand what you're doing, Feel free to use whatever method you use as long as you follow the rules. So now we have 21x plus a negative 25x. We know that 21 plus a negative 25 gives us negative 4x. And the 24 has nothing else to combine with it. So we just say plus 24. And there's our answer. Now this next one is going to be probably what drives a lot of us to have anxiety about math, and it's going to be word problems. So let's go ahead and just take a look at it. This is how I want you to work word problems. I want you to go ahead and just as you read something, go ahead and draw it out or write it out, and you'll see how easy it actually is. A glider was towed 100 meters into the air and then let go. So we have the ground level. This guy went up 100 meters. 1,000 meters into the air, then let go. So we took care of that part. He then descended 70 meters into a thermal. So that means he fell, right? Fell 70 into a thermal, which took it up to 2,100 meters. So then the thermal made him rise, and he went up another 21. So from here to here was 2,100. And then over here he had a second thermal, and that made him drop again another 70, right? So he went up to 21. At this point he dropped another 230 in the second thermal. I misread. So the second drop was actually a little bit bigger. It was 230 meters. So he drop. And then that one eventually rose him another 1,200 meters. So then he rose another 1,200 meters. What was its altitude at this point? So one easy way we can do is just by looking at it, we can kind of figure out. Now let's put that into math. So we know he eventually started off with positive 1,000, right? He started 1,000 up. Then we add his descent. So he lost 70. But then he gained another 2,100 going up. Then he hit another thermal and dropped another 230. So we add his drop, a negative 230. You see how the negatives mean he went down. And then he finally added another 1,200. So if we were to go ahead and add all these numbers up, we can see that you can use a calculator, or we can just group 1,000 plus 2,100 is 3,100. 3,100 plus 1,200. So let's go ahead and just add up all the positives. This guy, and this guy. 1,000 plus 2,100 is 3,100. 3,100 plus 1,200 is 3,300 or 4,300. This is his up, right? These are just the up ones we grouped together. And now let's group his descents. He lost 70, he lost another 230, so he lost a total of 300. Now we can perform the calculation. 4,300 plus a negative 300 gives us 4,000. And you see we did all this without a calculator, just by grouping. And that's your final answer. So good luck with section 1.5, and feel free to ask any questions you may have on the homework. Good luck.